Okay, so let's talk about anime. With political disarray all over the world, climate disasters mounting, and a devastating virus at most 6 people away from ending up in your lungs, I'm sure most of us have dreamed about being able to leave this world and travel to the fantasy world of our dreams. A dream so fantastical and unrealistic that we could have the power in it to be able to live in a one-room apartment on a minimum wage salary. Yesterday, myself, as well as the entire anime community at large, erupted in unanimous joy and elation when, after 8 long, mind-numbingly horrific years, they finally announced Season 2 of Hataraku Mao-sama, aka The Devil is a Part-Timer. Yes, my friends, the devil is a part-timer. I could scarcely believe it myself, but when I clicked that trailer and I was greeted by the upbeat pop opening theme that had nestled so deeply in my brain so many years ago, a rush of dopamine stronger than the hardest narcotics was produced between my ear holes. But what is The Devil is a Part-Timer, you ask? And why has this somewhat low-key, simple seasonal anime from 2013 managed to remain in the hearts of its viewers for so long? Well, dear viewer, I'll tell you. In this age of endless isekai, it's easy to forget that it wasn't that long ago that the genre wasn't quite as ubiquitous. That's why, when The Devil is a Part-Timer came out, it didn't exactly set the world on fire. People didn't really see it as a commentary on the isekai genre because, it wasn't. It just coincidentally happened to have a plot that literally mirrors the plots of most going to another world type shows. By which I mean, our main character is living in a magical world, and circumstances lead to him traveling and ending up on Earth, Japan specifically. But hey, this isn't just a character. Our main protagonist is Satan himself, as in the demon lord type Satan, with an army of horrors under his command, attempting to take over the fantasy world into Isla, from whence he hails. I distinctly remember when I first watched this show, at the urging of my brother, not this brother, and the opening scenes played, I was thinking, oh boy, another high fantasy show with a well-animated pilot, and then they walk through a forest for 10 more episodes. But then...
Ip searching. Ip need house.
Sure, what sort of home did you have in mind, sir?
Oh, Tjusterberoep.
Halt ouch! Ik siure felsiel! As ektik vange soishi sikwa fi Gretos tose. Gretos hip-hop! Fab, okay, bro. I am finally getting the groove.
And now is not the time to act! At the moment, the tides are merely in their favor. But worry not, those tides will turn again, so we shall wait. And in the meantime, we will prepare for our moment to shine. Polish the windows!
Yes, sir!
Then we advertise that our food's easier to eat since it doesn't have any bones. Shiho, go!
Come one, come all, try a Big Mig burger. They don't have any bones, so the eating's easy.
Isn't it fairly normal for hamburgers not to have any bones?
Welcome.
May I have a moment?
Are you ready to order some food, miss?
I need to speak with you outside.
To go order then.
As soon as you get off work, meet me at the intersection where we first met. And I'm not taking no for an answer.
Would you like to make that a meal?
Come alone or else.
Okay, we could do that. Just the burger this time. Can I get one Big Mig, please? To go!
I don't plan on fighting you either, so don't chicken out.
Great. Thanks a bunch. Step to the side, please. Your food will be right out. Such a pain.
And it's basically like this for the rest of the series. It's absolutely the best kind of bait and switch. You expect a generic fantasy anime, but then you get something not only totally different and rather unique, but also genuinely, truly hilarious. Like, I still laugh at these jokes. The crux of the show relies on Sadao Mao, the demon lord incognito, who landed on Earth after his failed attempt to take over the fantasy world. He is joined by his second-in-command, Alcio, who takes on the name Ashia. They both are still technically able to use magic, but at far lower levels than their Into Isla counterparts. So they have no choice besides 1. Getting a job, 2. Getting an apartment, and 3. Bumming around. Okay, let's talk about the fact that Mao is a fry cook. So, the professor of one of the only television writing classes I took in college said that great movies are often centered around interesting characters, whereas great TV shows are centered around interesting workplaces. I feel this advice is more tailored to live-action shows, but thinking about it in the context of this anime, I realized that the absolute bonkers combination of the devil character slamming at supersonic speeds into the concept of working at a literal McDonald's is absolutely the pinnacle of comedy. It surprises you, and then it keeps surprising you with how genuine and honest this setting and its people can be. I love it. But that general philosophy of mashing together this guy straight out of the last hour of a Final Fantasy game and putting him into the most mundane situations imaginable just keeps happening. It absolutely never gets old because that formula is endlessly malleable for comedy or for generally entertaining slice-of-life hijinks. But the real fun only starts when, surprise, surprise, the hero Emilia, savior of the realm and the one who led the charge against the demonic forces, chases after them and ends up in the exact same situation as Mao. So, we have this trio of characters who all hate each other, were trying to kill each other only moments earlier, and now live in fairly close proximity with each other. Them traveling to Earth has resulted in some of the most interesting motivation calculus I've ever seen in an anime. Mao, for example, no longer wants to return to Into Isla and take it over because, unexpectedly, he likes being a fry cook. Ashia is a bit more bent on world domination, but his devotion is solely to Mao, and he's honestly pretty fine being the resident housewife anyway. Meanwhile, Emilia, who, mind you, is literally only laying low on Earth to chase after Mao, is powerless to kill him, and he, her, resulting in them just tolerating their continued existence in increasingly funny ways, typically with the human characters with whom they develop relationships getting caught in a crossfire. But then, the story actually gets a little more intriguing, as Mao and Emilia actually start to get to know each other. In this world where it seems like we're politically at each other's throats for reasons far more mundane than using black magic to take over the continent, it's an incredibly cathartic feeling, seeing these characters genuinely come to understand one another now that there's no need to fight. You really find yourself rooting for every single character, because they're all so gosh dang charming. Both the Into Islans fish out of watering themselves into wacky situations, and the human characters who look onward at them like, what the heck? This show is cute. This show is funny. And it really does tackle the genres it parodies in a way that shows a genuine love for both fantasy and slice of life. I feel strongly that if it came out a few years later, The Devil is a Part-Timer would probably be about as popular as, say, Re:Zero. They're both shows that turn the isekai trope on its head, though Re:Zero is a bit more raw, while Mao-sama is definitely a little more lighthearted. But in this endless stream of anime that rarely if ever seem to do anything original, the return of one of the freshest anime of the new tens is definitely a godsend. I absolutely cannot wait for this new season to come out, and I definitely encourage everybody to watch the first season. There are a lot of interesting twists in there that I hope you all enjoy catching. Hataraku Mao-sama is currently on Netflix. It is one of my absolute favorite anime of the last 10 years, and I would want nothing more than for it to get the recognition it deserves. So watch it. Tell your family about it. Tell your dog about it. Tell your goldfish about it. And I'll see you all next time. Peace.